Namaskar. 𝗣𝗚𝗂𝘀𝘆, welcome to all of you joining us at this late hour. It's still never too late. Saturday evening, we have a lot of time, don't we? Let's welcome Shekhar Iyerji. But before that, a small request to all of you to please like this video. Shekharji, Namaskar. Jai Sri Ram. How are you, sir?
Namaskar, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.
Shekharji, Rahul Gandhi has completely exposed himself. In fact, this is not even his doing. Overzealous volunteer working for him, whatever you want to call him, he's really messed up this whole thing. And now India today is trying to do damage control for the India alliance, which also shows that they are not exactly neutral. But the author has written his story and he's sticking to it.
Absolutely, sir. Rohit Sharma's ordeal after his interview with 𝗤𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗏, who is the head of the Overseas Congress, before Rahul Gandhi's arrival and in the US, it exposes that all this talk of freedom of the press, we are liberals, we allow all kinds of opinions. In fact, if you hear the version of Rohit Sharma, who has been on his own on India Today television itself, explaining what exactly happened to him. He had sought an interview for 𝗤𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗏 as a kind of a curtain raiser to Rahul's visit. He was asking several questions, but when the question turned to the issue of the treatment of Hindus in Bangladesh after the Sheikh Hasina was forced to leave the country, that question was objected to by the so-called team managers of Rahul Gandhi. They said, no, this is a controversy, band karo, and they forced him to end the interview. And all the while, 𝗤𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗏 was watching. And then they realized that, he has already asked the question. Then they snatched his phone and they wanted to delete it. And according to Rohit Sharma, since the screen got locked and it had a face ID to reopen it, they showed the phone in front of him and got it open, accessed that recorded interview and deleted the entire folder. Now, this episode has two aspects, sir. One aspect is it exposes the intentions of the so-called image managers who feel that they have to project Rahul Gandhi as the face of the neoliberalism in India. On the other hand, they have to ensure the agenda of Rahul's visit to the United States, which I have always maintained, had a lot to do with the Jammu Kashmir elections. And you can see this whole agenda has got exposed actually. What was so troublesome about the question regarding ill treatment of Hindus in Bangladesh? Why are the liberals in a state of denial? Said the so-called left liberals in India itself. First they said that no, this is all exaggeration. The Hindus are not being targeted because they are Hindus. They are being targeted because they are traditional voters of Sheikh Hasina's Awami League. If similarly, a section of the minority is targeted in India because they do not vote for the BJP, will the Congress accept that argument? That they were not targeted because they belong to minority committee, they were targeted because they are voters of the Congress. What democracy is this, sir? And this denial has been going on till Bangladeshi writers, Bangladeshi intellectuals, they themselves came out and said, this is too much. And instances or videos of boy being thrashed or a woman being thrashed, temples being ransacked. There are several video evidence. Even then, it was thought to be underplayed. But the truth had to come out. And the Prime Minister raised it with a Twitter statement. And when the present interim head, Mohammad Yunus, raised it, it was raised before Mohammad Yunus. And Mohammad Yunus was told point blank that India cannot keep silent. Now, what is the problem in Rahul responding to this question, or if 𝗤𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗏 were to respond to that question? Which only goes to show, sir, that question would not have fitted with this Rahul's visit to Jammu Kashmir, I mean to the United States, just before Jammu Kashmir elections. That is why he met the so-called 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘁𝘀𝘁. He met the Congresswoman Ilham Umar, who had visited Pak-occupied Kashmir at the invitation of Pakistan government. Somewhere along, indirectly, was Rahul Gandhi trying to send a message to those separatist voices in the valley just before the assembly elections? Because Congress has not been able to be so vocal about their issues like the National Conference because of its repercussion in other parts of the country. But here you saw his managers detaining an Indian journalist on the US soil, forcing the deletion of a question to 𝗤𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗏, not even a response from 𝗤𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗏, question. Now, 𝗤𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗏 subsequently told India Today, he says he does not approve of such behavior. That means he acknowledges such a thing happened in his presence. Now, what is so controversial about this question? Why can't Rahul Gandhi answer this question about the treatment of Hindus? Is it not fact? But why did his managers think that in a response to this question would clash with the agenda of that US visit, where a lot of time was spent with the so-called Kashmir Caucus and Kashmir, American Kashmir Council or whatever, which is basically all organizations that have the backing of the deep state of Pakistan regarding Kashmir. So for whom was that message Rahul trying to give from the US? That's a bigger question. But the fact that today Prime Minister raised it during his campaign,
Let's
that
listen to
goes to
this.
show.
Yeah.
Sir.
साथियों, ये संविधान की बातें करते हैं और नफरत की दुकान पर मोहब्बत की दुकान का बोर्ड लगा करके घूमते हैं। मैंने आज अखबारों में पढ़ा, लोकतंत्र का एक महत्वपूर्ण पिलर होता है हमारा स्वतंत्र मीडिया। आज एक खबर पड़ी, अमेरिका गए हुए भारत के एक अखबार के प्रतिनिधि को अमेरिका में जिस प्रकार उसके साथ जुल्म किया गया, उसने अपनी पूरी कहानी पब्लिक के सामने रख दी है। अमेरिका की धरती पर हिंदुस्तान के एक बेटे को, वो भी एक पत्रकार को, और वो भी भारतीय संविधान की रक्षा के लिए काम करने वाले पत्रकार को कमरे में बंद कर करके उनके साथ जो व्यवहार हुआ है, क्या ये लोकतंत्र को, संविधान की मर्यादाओं को उजागर करने वाले विषय है? क्या अमेरिका की धरती पर भारत के पत्रकार की पिटाई करके क्या भारत की प्रतिष्ठा बढ़ा रहे हो? आपके मुंह में संविधान शब्द शोभा नहीं देता है।
Sir, first look, this is extempore. He's not reading from a teleprompter. This is coming from his heart. From
Sir,
the looks of it.
sir, in public rallies, he doesn't use teleprompter, sir.
Oh,
Normally
nice.
he doesn't.
Nice.
Normally in election rallies, he goes, most of his political rallies are very spontaneous. Mostly. And though he may have some notes, some points, points before him, election related, but normally but here, sir, what is clear is 2-3 things come out from the PM's speech today, and that too in Jammu and Kashmir. He is saying, look, this is a party that talks of constitution. In fact, in the Lok Sabha election, they made it as if BJP, if you give enough, if you give a good number of seats to BJP, they will trample with the constitution. And here is this party. And what is the Congress response to PM's raising this matter today? Congress says, no, Prime Minister has no right to speak about this because media has been ill-treated in India. Media has been bulldozed in India. They are not able to explain their action. Sir, this all, and as the Prime Minister put it, he said, आप नफरत की दुकान में मोहब्बत की दुकान की बोर्ड लगा के घूम रहे हो. And earlier also it has been pointed out, you keep on saying Mohabbat ki dukan, but your bazaar is Nafrat ki bazaar. Now, this actually shows, and in fact, today, sir, in many television debates on this issue, the response of other leaders is this: that in fact, if Congress were to come back to power, they would resort to this. They have done it before. Nobody has forgotten emergency, and today the Congress leaders respond as if emergency was never part of their legacy, as if it's somebody else's legacy. And Rahul Gandhi thinks by making some pronouncements, by saying, the Sikhs are today are under threat in India. They can't even wear their turban. He thinks the Congress association with the 1984 anti-Sikh riots is completely forgotten. And just as this one, you keep on talking of democracy in danger, government in danger. And in the US, in fact, he raised the issue. He said the atmosphere of fear is gone because the Congress just has bounced back and Modi is down. Now, Prime Minister raised it in his rally, the first rally in Doda today. And a Prime Minister is visiting Doda after 42 years, sir. And the first election is on September 18th. And the fact that he raised it in a meeting in Jammu and Kashmir, and the fact that this interview and this whole visit to the US had something to do with Jammu Kashmir. Otherwise, he wouldn't have met all those people, including that congresswoman. So, and can you imagine, sir? Imagine something had happened to a journalist who was covering Prime Minister Modi's visit, and Modi is coming there on September 21st. He may be going to Delaware to attend the Quad Summit, and Delaware is hometown of Biden. Now, this whole thing shows, sir, the duplicity with which the so-called the brand managers who are assisting are trying to rebuild Rahul's image after the Lok Sabha elections. To what extent they can go? Because already they have a list of journalists who are friendly, not friendly, a list of anchors to be boycotted, a list of channels to be boycotted. Anyway, this is one thing, and I think, sir, you would be able to throw more light on what was the response to Rahul's visit and what exactly happened both in Texas as well as in Washington DC. I'm sure our viewers want to hear from you, sir.
Thank you, Shekhar ji. So my feedback is that Rahul Gandhi is not really getting the diaspora to come and listen to him. This is only members of Indian Overseas Congress, their families. These are the kind of people that are there. Plus, the other people that have put together, they have connects with the Muslim Brotherhood run organizations. I call them alphabet soup organizations. Shekhar ji, we saw the embarrassing scene of 70% of the people assembled in a particular meeting. This happened right near where I live, 10 miles from here in Santa Clara Convention Center. 70% of the people were just sitting and chatting between them while the national anthem of India was being sung. The reason is those 70% don't know that this is the national anthem of a country. So you tell me, sir, this is the kind of crowd that came for his meetings. So there is absolutely no gravitas. Yes, Ro Khanna met with him, Raja Krishnamurthy met with him, Sree Thanedar met with him, and Ilhan Omar met with him. I mean, they were all there. This is a briefing in National Press Club. This is a routine thing, even when Hindu Action, 𝗒𝙘 Chakrabarti has these events, people will come and listen. I don't put much behind that, but overall, when he has a general people meet, he's not getting any crowds. So all this rhetoric, all this bombast, all this nonsense is for the consumption of Indian masses, because he knows that India will lap up whatever he is saying. In fact, I was chiding the cell of BJP, why are you giving him so much attention the first couple of days? Then all these things are broken out, and now he has completely lost the initiative. In fact, if you notice, yesterday in South India, Congress was trying to play deflection, saying that Nirmala Sitharaman forced one hotelier to apologize because they see the heat. They want to get the heat off of this and put something else. They couldn't find much. My take, sir, is that Jats in Haryana are the ones who are going to decide which way or which coalition is going to come to power in Haryana. And today's speeches of Modi, not just in Doda, which I think is a Muslim majority area, but also in Haryana, he is really hammering home this point. And I think this may have actually some effect, because people always say, sir, 5% he will sway. If you are polling 35%, Modi's arrival just before the elections will get you another bounce of 5%. So if that magic is continuing, and we are going to talk about that in the third part of this phase, you can touch upon that, sir. So we'll see how that plays out. I just feel that this drug-adduced guy will say something, and then as the thing starts wearing off, you see the real picture, which we all knew for a long time. This is my read, okay? I'm not a doctor. I just look at the body language and I can tell that somebody is, not exactly in control of his senses. Sir, over to you. This is what happened, and I think next time the deep state also will be wary of bringing him over and having him give all these speeches. I think it is counterproductive for the Congress. Sir, let's take to the next topic, sir, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. No, the Prime Minister's campaign first in Jammu and Kashmir, in Doda today, where he highlighted all these issues, and he also spoke about what is the BJP strategy for Jammu and Kashmir. In the sense, as we had mentioned it last week also, it's the development agenda. BJP is not looking at, into the past, which the Congress, NC, National Conference Alliance, as well as PDP, they are all talking about, as if it was all golden period pre-2019, and the Article 370 has robbed Kashmiris of that golden era. But we all knew what was the state of affairs prior to Article 370's removal. And the changes that have happened after that, people of Kashmir also know. Jammu know what was the situation before. So the Prime Minister today made it very clear, look, this is a moment of reckoning for the people of the state, people of the Union Territory, which may soon be reconverted to full-fledged state. That do they want to go back to that era? Or do they want to go back to the era where you had politicians during the day and separatists in the night, and who always kept on mumbling complexities like Jamhuriyat, Kashmiriyat, Insaniyat, while allowing terrorism and separatism and the so-called democratic values to go side by side? And the fact that the National Conference is talking of return of Jammu Kashmir to a pre-2019 era, when the National Conference is in no position to, in Parliament, to do anything to that effect. Congress is silent on that. Congress doesn't want to talk about, but it keeps on talking about denial of rights of people of Jammu Kashmir. It keeps on talking. Even Rahul Gandhi went there. He said all your resources have been looted, without a shred of evidence to what he's actually saying. It has been looted. You have been left without anything. And that is why he said, sir, his purpose of going to America was also to send that signal. Look, I can't come and meet these guys here because that will send a completely wrong signal to folks elsewhere. But at least I can come and meet with those people who are obviously in touch with the separatists and their mentors. Because there is something connected. And the fact that a journalist asked a question about Hindus in Bangladesh, Sam Petroda could have given an answer. Probably he wanted to. But Rahul's managers felt, no, this question did not fit in there. Fit in where? What is this fitting in somewhere? Sir, in Haryana today, the Prime Minister, today completely took on the Congress. He cited the record now, the current performance record of Congress governments that came after winning elections promising huge freebies. Be it Himachal Pradesh, be it Telangana, be it Karnataka, and they are not able to pay salaries of staff. They are not able to undertake basic developmental works, maintenance works, because they promise so much and the kitty is empty. And he said, beware of what the Congress has done in Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, and Telangana, where they won elections. And what is the state today? The finances of these state governments under Congress rule is very precarious. Because again, they are promising, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we will give you that. Now, the twist in the tail is the release of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal by the Supreme Court on bail. Because initially Rahul wanted Congress to have an alliance with AAP in the larger interest of projecting an opposition alliance. But then Bhupendra Hooda and other Haryana Congress leaders, they were not interested in doing anything with AAP because they said AAP has nothing there. Now what has happened is release of Kejriwal means already AAP has put up some 20 candidates. Now we hear the Rahul Gandhi could be again applying pressure on Haryana Congress people, give them some seats so that we have some alliance. I do not know whether it will be agreeable because AAP again feels that they are top of the world because Arvind Kejriwal got a bail. Now will Kejriwal step in and speak to Rahul Gandhi and so they work out something? In which case you will find there will be a total reaction from the Congress leaders in Haryana, including Hooda will not like it. At best they can, because they were willing to give only 5 or 6 seats, which Aam Aadmi Party refused to accept, and they put up candidates in more than 20 constituencies. So that is why, sir, it is Kejriwal's release is actually something that is a setback for the Congress. And all other parties welcome Kejriwal's release. I mean, the other parties in the India alliance. Congress did not react. Congress didn't say anything because the original complainant in these cases against Kejriwal, the liquor scandal, is Congress. Then, under pressure from Rahul Gandhi, they were saying, no, ED is being misused, CBI is being misused against Kejriwal. And Kejriwal, now that he has come out, he has to be more assertive, whether it is Haryana or Delhi. In Delhi, they have already said no more alliance with the Congress. In such a scenario, why did Rahul jump the gun and say, we will give you, there should be an alliance with the Congress? Now, how will Hooda accept this? How will Hooda... Because they are already saying that the Aam Aadmi Party does not have an existence in Haryana. There is no organization, there are no... At best, and those 5 or 6 seats are the one Congress feels that they cannot win, which the Aam Aadmi Party leaders did not like. They said even that 5 seats, whatever you are giving, half a dozen seats, those seats are not in our strong areas. To which Haryana Congress leaders said, you don't have a strong area. So therefore, sir, Haryana, the whole battle is, apart from the fact that the BJP is counting out rather a lot of intermediary castes who do not belong to the Jat community, the other communities. But at the same time, Prime Minister has brought this issue of governance. Because BJP government in Haryana has been on a back foot. That is why you had a change of Chief Minister. But then Manohar Lal Khattar's own image has not been sullied at all. There is no charge of corruption against him. And also, to a great extent, several schemes have been rolled out. Though there are municipal and civic issues in cities like Gurgaon or Gurgaon.
Gurugram, sir. Sir, Gurugram, sir.
and and people in, say, in Gurugram, or as we Delhiites would say, Gurgaon, have felt that civic issues have remained unaddressed, and Gurugram is in a terrible state. Just as Faridabad, you saw a tragic incident where two people sitting in a SUV, they got stuck under Faridabad underpass, and since it rained heavily, 2 lives were lost, and both of them worked for HDFC Bank. One was a manager, the other was cashier. So, what I'm pointing out is there are difficulties that the BJP is facing in Haryana, no doubt. And those relate to particularly the end delivery of certain government services, particularly on civic issues. But at the same time, overall, in terms of what has happened in rollout of schemes, the BJP government has not done badly. Though the fact that they had to change the chief minister, Manohar Lal Khattar, after 9 years, they brought a new person, Naib Sahani. Now, that apart, what we are seeing is, once Arvind Kejriwal enters the electoral scene in Haryana, what is Congress going to do? Because Kejriwal cannot accept half a dozen seats in Haryana. He cannot. And he cannot ask his party MLAs who have already, party leaders who have filed their nomination to withdraw. Though this buzz was there since he came out of the jail last time, that some agreement will be worked out. But Prime Minister's decision to remind the people of Haryana about what has happened to states like Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Telangana, where state government employees are not able to get their salaries. The treasury is empty. Treasury is completely empty. There is no other. So, and in Karnataka, they have raised circle rates, other taxes, they have increased taxes, they have raised the duty on petrol. Sir.
Just a small request to all of our viewers, please like this video. We are having unprecedented suppression of our video virality, and your likes will help. In fact, last episode we had about an hour ago, my request, you heeded my request, and we got a good bounce towards the end. So please do that. And the second thing, next Thursday, we're going to do a clinical, in-depth look at free bus rides for women, causing the metro infrastructure to crumble in 3 cities. In 3 cities. It is deadly. The way if you look at the numbers, you'll see how bad some of these things are. So first of all, you're losing revenue. But on top of that, the metro ridership is taking a huge beating right now. And it was all based on build, own, operate, and transfer, boot. And I will go into all this stuff next Thursday with RaGa Sudhakar Garu at 10 a.m. Do join us. And sir, over to you. I'm sorry to say this thing because everything is tied. You can't give freebies without having bad consequences. These indie governments are bent upon bankrupting India. They want to make India like another Venezuela state, another deep state conspiracy. I claim, sir, over to you.
Yes, sir. Definitely, the Prime Minister today made it very clear, don't trust the Congress. They will lead you up a path which will ultimately lead to a decline of the state. And this is what exactly, as you mentioned, has happened in Karnataka. Yeah, so much of the dearth of resources, they even diverted funds meant for 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝗍𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁 development. That has become an issue. And also, you have seen how the corruption cases have come up against Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah. And even Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar is still, his cases are being battled in the courts. Sir.
So sorry, sir. I put out a video on D.K. Shivakumar, the rise of D.K. Shivakumar. Watch that video and also read the comments. Initial days of D.K. Shivakumar, what he used to do. because you'll see the reflection of the same thing in 2024 elections. This is the kind of character he is. Anyway, let's just wanted to tell you, please, viewers, if you have not watched that video, do watch it. And thank you for your support, because it took us 2-3 weeks to put together the data and it has come off well. And I really thank all of you that watch it and appreciated it from the bottom of my heart. But you need to understand, some of these people, there is no Brahma Vidya. Okay, if D.K. Shukmar is helping Congress win various elections, somewhere somebody is losing out big money is being lost. So that's what I wanted to say, sir. Let's finish up to Modi's reversing the tide. Wonderful session so far, sir.
Exactly, sir. Now that we have heard Modi in Jammu today, in Doda, and then we have heard Prime Minister in Haryana. Now the big question is, with so many pollsters saying that things are bad for the BJP in Haryana and that Jammu Kashmir doesn't hold out much hope, whereas their strategy is different. In Haryana, they are the best case scenario they are looking at is a situation the next government cannot be formed without BJP support. Rather, the BJP will form the next government, even if it lacks a few numbers by and a smaller margin. And in Jammu Kashmir, since they are taking up the development plank, and they're talking about and reminding the voters that how it is important to move forward and not look back at pre-2019, the kind of political confusion, political corruption, and the intermix of separatism and politics and the so-called Kashmiriyat, the Kashmir question, complexities of Kashmir being masqueraded as that it always defies the solution forever. That was the centre's action of removing 370. Now, this time, these parties are promising, we promise statehood, for which Amit Shah, Home Minister, has already explained. We have said it on the floor of the parliament. We'll restore statehood to Jammu Kashmir. Once the elections are held and there is normalcy, we'll return it. Now, Congress and NCP are, in fact, Rahul Gandhi, when he went there, he said, no, we will give you statehood. What the center has already said, pledged, that they will restore statehood once the elections are over. And in Haryana, sir, I think the Prime Minister has decided to, go full throttle, defend the 9 or 10-year rule of the BJP for 2 terms. Yes, there are problems. There are several anti-incumbency issues. That's why many ministers were dropped in Haryana. This time, BJP did not give ticket. So there will be a lot of resistance from some BJP leaders in Haryana, or even for that matter in Jammu, because there is a clamor for BJP ticket. But BJP had to take a call. Now, what has happened, sir? This kind of campaign that the Prime Minister now started today, these are going to again bring up all those issues. And I can see one thing, Farooq Abdullah and his son Umar Abdullah appear to be more worried than Mehbooba Mufti or other players. Somehow Umar Farooq feels the whole thrust is coming on him. And with his alliance with the Congress and PDP contesting the election separately, and BJP, as I said, sir, for them the best case scenario is they win a good number of seats in Jammu. And if they can get some support, or they manage few seats, or they can get somebody to back their government, BJP even may want to show that we can at least provide a Hindu chief minister from Jammu. It has never happened. It has its own dynamics. Congress will say, you dare not put a Hindu chief minister there because it's a Muslim majority state. What will the world say? How will the world react? Then the Darawa Musalman, the Muslim community is under siege. If in a Muslim majority Hindu state, Muslim state, how can you put a Hindu as the CM? These are narratives waiting to happen now. Finally, after the outcome, if BJP manages such a show, sir.
Sir, about 35, 40 years ago, Hyderabad City Mayor, Hyderabad City Corporation was not as big as what it is today. And this was pre-Chandrababu Naidu days, when development had, development was, it suddenly happened in Hyderabad and in a very smart way. I must still say one of the best ways to grow a new city around an existing city was done by Chandrababu Naidu in Hyderabad. You will see it only when you go there and understand how the dynamics work. So in 1990s, sir, late 80s or 1990s, I don't remember exactly the date, MIM got the majority in municipal elections. All India Muslim 𝗖𝗍𝙬𝗐 Muslimin. They got the majority. Now the population is majority Hindu. Somewhere they found one corporator who was Hindu. That guy became the mayor, sir. This was pre-OIC, this Asaduddin days. It was his father, I think Salahuddin, I think, if you remember right. Yeah.
And he was also projected a hardline image always.
Yeah. Sir, these people don't understand. Bajpa should have really hammered home that Asaduddin Owaisi and Akbaruddin Owaisi are Shias, and the majority of electorate is Sunnis. You guys should not like that fellow. Why are you liking that fellow? They underplay that very effectively, sir. Back to you, sir. Let's take some questions if you don't mind. We have a few questions from our viewers.
Yeah, sir.
First question from Magnet Ranga. What is happening, sir? One by one, the accused in Delhi liquor scam are getting bail, and the courts have been harsh on CBI too.
Well, the fact that the things have gone on for too long, that is one. And the second thing is, this particular rap on CBI has to do with the disproportionate assets case, or what is called the prevention of corruption case, rather. I must correct myself. Prevention of corruption case. Because Kejriwal is a public servant, and the ED case made out a case against Kejriwal as being a principal player in a money laundering, donations through a policy tweak over the sale of liquor in Delhi. Now, the Supreme Court did not question the legality of the arrest. And they felt, yes, the arrest has been carried out improperly. But where the difference came was Justice 𝗼𝗂𝘂, said, look, there is something to it, the manner in which Kejriwal has been arrested. And he was arrested in this case when ED had completed almost had done a lot of work in its case, the money laundering case. And then this case was brought in. So Justice 𝗼𝗂𝘂's views, he was one of the judges heading of that bench headed by Sree Iyer. Because Sree Iyer felt CBI has not violated the law. And both the judges agreed that Chief Arvind Kejriwal should not go to office, should not see office files, which means he got bail to come out, because the bail is the order of the day. It is bail is the rule, and detention
Bail is the norm.
Yeah. Norm, and other is the exception. So on that ground, they said bail should be given. But then they impose several conditions. He can't visit his office. He can't go to he can't call officials. He cannot do any work as the chief minister. Which already, sir, I heard a number of news analysts say, this is no new condition on Kejriwal, because Kejriwal never handled any department on his own.
Correct.
He is the only chief minister who has not held any portfolios.
This needs verification, viewers, but Vishnu Mishra is saying that AAP is going to be declaring 90 seats for Haryana, all of them.
Sir, and Kejriwal will go to Haryana and campaign, sir, because I don't see Kejriwal and the fact that Congress is silent on his release. because under pressure from Rahul Gandhi, Congress leaders were forced to say that arrest of Kejriwal, when first time when he was arrested.
And also, I think Modi took pot shots at Congress government for arresting Ganesha.
Yes, in Karnataka, sir. By the time policemen realized that the Ganesha is inside the police van, by then videos had been shot, it had gone viral because they were trying to disperse the procession carrying Ganesha for immersion, Visarjan. And one good shot, see Ganesha caged inside a police van. That is sufficient for the kind of message that BJP would like to give as to the workings of this government, 𝗤𝙗𝘅 government in Karnataka. Sir.
This is just getting little ludicrous that, first of all, I don't understand how the police will take verbal orders and execute them like this. That means they have no fear of backlash. They should understand that many a time, if somebody sets their heart and mind into it, every one of these people can be dismissed from service. I'm not talking about just getting a transfer or a rap on the knuckles. You can get dismissed, charge sheeted, court-martialed, and dismissed. So they need to insist on writing orders in writing. Otherwise, it could be a problem. Sir, let's go to the next question. Do you think General NN wants to know? Do you think general audience and the world would take RaGa comments seriously? They are so dumb. Are they not aware of RaGa's zero credibility?
Sir, they want to create credibility. The forces that are admiring Rahul Gandhi at this juncture are the ones who are deliberately on a mission to prop up Rahul Gandhi as the face of the opposition.
And then take a look at. Sorry, sir. I just thought of. Yeah. Sir. So please finish your thoughts, sir. I just need to remember to say something.
The whole idea is, and you mentioned about fact checking, which was done only for the Trump's response, not for Kamala Harris during the first debate. Similarly, here, whatever Rahul Gandhi says, nobody wants to fact check. The left liberal ecosystem doesn't want to.
Dumbness is a required condition for deep state. Please understand this, sir.
Sir, so that is why I do not know whether the world is taking seriously, but definitely there are governments in the West who are happy that, finally Rahul Gandhi has managed to pull the chestnut out of the fire.
Next one, please. Satya wants to know, is it true Supreme Court has admitted to hear the case on giving freebies during election?
Sir, this case had come and then they had issued notices. Further hearing has not happened. This matter had been challenged and they issued notices. And they have not put a fresh date as far as I can remember, sir.
Next one, please. Aditya Prakash wants to know, Jai Shri Ram, sir, what is the factor that makes him strong in Delhi? After his Lok Sabha performance, is he still relevant and active? Arvind Kejriwal.
Well, sir, Lok Sabha was a very huge disappointment, and the Delhi government has been in complete disarray. And particularly Aam Aadmi MLAs, none of them are active. And among Aam Aadmi ministers also, only the face that has been appearing frequently is either it is Saurabh Bharadwaj or 𝗖𝙧𝙤𝙀. Now that he has come out, Manish Sisodia has come out on bail, so he has been going around, and then now with Arvind Kejriwal coming out, I think in fact his coming out from jail itself will be seen as a boost for the rank and file of AAP, who have been completely disillusioned by whatever has happened in the last 2-3 months. Now, I expect Kejriwal to confabulate with Mamata, Sharad Pawar and others, because he is not very happy because the alliance of Congress along with the Aam Aadmi Party did not stop BJP from winning the 7 Lok Sabha seats. Though assembly elections are a different ball game, because people of Delhi tend to look at parliamentary elections and state elections differently. But one thing is that Aam Aadmi Party is the earlier halo around them, halo around Kejriwal. That has this time worn off. And there are a lot of issues regarding the delivery on the ground, the last mile delivery, which has left the common voters, in a state of disillusionment, particularly medical care, mohalla clinics. Sir.
Next one, please. Thank you, Raghu, for your generous donation. Do you think BJP needs communication classes? They seem to have lost on the dispelling the narrative created by opposition.
Definitely, sir. I think because though you may have very powerful communication tools, rather a tool in Prime Minister Modi himself, but sometimes what has happened is the narratives are hijacked and then they are forced to be in a reactive mode. Because when the Narendra Modi arrived on the horizon, on the scene, it is Modi who was setting the agenda. Now what we are seeing is often the BJP is forced to react to some situations, some allegations, some untruth or half-truth. And there is no fact-checking going on for whatever is being said against BJP. Sir.
Next one, please. Corporate SME Loans wants to know, sir, rumors are that an India Alliance party is about to jump ship to NDA. I think it is between SSUBT or DMK. Views, please.
Well, sir, as far as Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray faction, you can expect some dramatic developments post-elections. Post-assembly elections, anything can happen. As far as DMK is concerned, well, this was stamp episode, the release of special stamp and coin to mark 100 years of Karnataka, that set cat among the pigeons as to what is happening between BJP and DMK. But I do not see BJP DMK ever coming together before the 2026 elections. They have clarified it several times. But only thing, there are parties within the DMK alliance who are now scouting for new partners. For instance, 𝗤𝙬𝙤𝙬 𝘬𝙬𝘀𝘁, that is 𝗣𝗑𝘂𝘁𝑆, Tirumavalavan has called a conference for reintroducing prohibition in Tamil Nadu. And the meeting is going to be held in that very place where so many people died of the liquor tragedy, Kallakurichi. And yes, Tirumavalavan has invited, being a partner of the DMK alliance, he has invited ADMK. He has not invited BJP so far, to best of my knowledge. So, is Tirumavalavan signaling something, or is Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, AIADMK, is having some understanding with Tirumavalavan? So, some things are happening now. Nothing is permanent. So, DMK, I don't see DMK making any move towards in this direction before the assembly elections in 2026. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Suresh Kumar wants to know, is Rahul's visit and meeting anti-India elements an image-building exercise? Are the US politicians taking him seriously?
Sir, that question, whether he is being taken seriously, definitely, I think after Congress managed to get enough number of seats to claim the post of leader of the opposition, there is some renewed interest in Congress as to whether it can actually re-emerge from its current situation to be considered as an alternative for the BJP. That is why I feel that this visit this time as leader of the opposition, some traction will be there because he is the leader of the opposition, and leader of opposition is an important post. So one should not be surprised if. But what is the image that he wants to create? I think he wants to create an image that he alone is a disruptor for Prime Minister Modi. And to disrupt what? To what avail? That is second question. But he wants to show that he is forcing the government, he is forcing the Prime Minister to respond, to react. That his people say is his biggest achievement.
Next one, please. Srikant Iyer wants to know, Shekharji, has Delhi government actually banned crackers? Apparently, they burst crackers to welcome Kejriwal's bail.
Yes, sir.
That is separate. This is separate, guys.
No, yes, this is homecoming. Even if Diwali is homecoming for Lord Ram, Purushottam Ram, to Ayodhya, but this is also considered this is a bigger, most important homecoming. Sir.
Next one, please. Partha wants to know, what is the significance of the auspicious guest 𝗣𝗬𝗫𝗍𝘅? Our PM always uses hints to communicate. What is the meaning here?
Well, sir, the PM has opened his announcement that, you know, to go 𝗒𝗂𝘁. She is �सर्वसुखप्रदा. She gives you everything. She is Kamadhenu. She is Mahalakshmi. She is symbol of prosperity. That is how PM announced today an addition to the PM household. And we also pictures of the little calf, which the Prime Minister has named her as 𝗣𝗽𝗫𝗍𝘅. And he has prefaced the announcement with this very sentence, that 𝗒𝙬𝙁 and go itself is, �सर्वसुखप्रदा. So you can see, and nothing is more innocent than the face of a calf, sir. And you can see how, she is just probably a few days old.
Right. Very adorable. Thank you, Anigiri, for your super sticker. And that brings us to a close of today's program. Thank you so much, Shekhar Iyerji. Apologies for those of you whose questions we couldn't take. We have another urgent event that I need to go to, and Shekharji also, it's getting late for him. So Shekharji will be again back Wednesday, 7 p.m. in Hindi, and again next Saturday at 10 p.m. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.